A queen bee can lay more than 1,000 eggs in a single day. Thousands of workers feed her, guide her through the hive, and carry her chemical signal from bee to bee. From the outside, she looks untouchable. Then one morning, the workers begin building a cell for her replacement. The queen is still alive, she may still be laying eggs, but somewhere inside the hive, her daughters have already decided that the future will not belong to her. So what did the queen do wrong? The first surprise is that she was never truly in charge. A honeybee queen does not command workers or make decisions for the colony. She is its reproductive engine, one specialized bee whose main task is producing eggs. The hive is run by thousands of smaller decisions. Workers choose where to store food, they regulate temperature, feed larvae, guard entrances, and decide when the colony needs a new queen. Even the queen's power depends on them. She moves through the hive surrounded by a small court of workers. They feed her, touch her with their antennae, and spread her scent across the colony. That scent is not perfume, it is information. A healthy queen produces chemical signals that tell the workers she is present, fertile, and still functioning. As the signal passes from bee to bee, the hive receives the same message. The queen is here. Do not replace her. But chemical messages can weaken. A queen may age. She may lay fewer eggs. Disease, poor mating, heat, or other stress can weaken her performance and signals. No single bee has to understand the whole problem. One worker notices fewer eggs. Another receives a weaker queen signal. Thousands of tiny observations begin pointing in the same direction. And this is where the story becomes strange. The workers do not wait for the queen to disappear. They begin preparing her successor while she is still walking among them. Every female honeybee larva begins with the potential to become either a worker or a queen. The difference is not a royal bloodline, it is food and development. Workers select a very young female larva, place her in a larger vertical cell, and feed her a queen-producing diet. Her body begins changing, and an ordinary sister becomes a possible replacement for their mother. The queen has produced her own rival. But that is only half the conflict. A colony may build queen cells for different reasons. Sometimes it is preparing to swarm. The old queen leaves with part of the workforce, while a young queen remains behind. That is not a rebellion so much as one colony dividing into two. Supersedure is different. They are replacing a queen they no longer trust to carry the existing hive forward. And the timing is dangerous. If they wait too long, the queen may stop producing enough workers. If they act too early, they may replace a queen who could still have served the colony. A new queen must still emerge, mate successfully, return, and begin laying. Before emerging, young queens may begin producing strange, vibrating calls from inside their cells. Other queens answer from elsewhere in the hive. Researchers call these signals piping and quacking. The colony can hear that several possible rulers are alive at the same time. The replacement has begun before the rivals even meet. A colony changing queens is gambling with its entire future. Research shows how carefully workers make that gamble. When a colony suddenly loses its queen, workers do not choose replacement larvae randomly. They strongly prefer the youngest larva, often only about a day old, because those larvae have the best chance of becoming high-quality queens. The workers are not simply panicking, they are selecting. This reveals what the hive really is. It is not a kingdom with one ruler and thousands of obedient subjects. It is a living system constantly measuring its own condition. The queen is protected while her signals match what the colony needs. When those signals fade, loyalty can fade with them. Sometimes workers surround a failing or unfamiliar queen in a tight cluster, restricting her movement and raising the temperature around her. To a human, it looks like betrayal. To the colony, it is quality control. That sounds cold, but the hive cannot survive on loyalty. Most workers will never reproduce. Their genetic future depends on the colony continuing. Keeping the wrong queen because she used to be successful could cost them everything. So the queen's crown is not a possession. It is a signal that must be renewed every day. She may be the mother of nearly every bee around her, but the workers control the nursery, the queen cells, and the decision to begin again. The queen creates the colony. The colony decides how long she remains queen.